Your wish has been granted.
What is going on, guys? This is the People's Champ coming to you with a brand new deck profile for Eternal Dragon TCGs. Today we have the Champ's iteration on White U7 Goku, but this time we're doing it white-yellow. Now, in my opinion, U7 Goku is the only white leader that can actually successfully pull off white-yellow. We know that there's white-black, we know that there's white-blue in other decks, but U7 Goku has a couple specific cards, specifically one that I'm thinking of, that make it to where it is a lot more viable to do white-yellow. And we'll get to that spice when we get to it. So go ahead and let's talk about the leader here. So I think at this point everybody knows kind of what the leader does. You know, on the front side it attacks, it draws a card. Activate main, you choose one of your white U7s, switch it to hidden mode, and you bump the power up on this leader equal to the amount of the hidden card, and then you awaken at 4 less, or if you have 2 or more hidden mode cards in your battle area, you draw 2, and then you add cards till you have 6 life left. Front side, or awakened side I should say, it's mostly the same, except you have an activate main that allows you to choose one hidden mode in your battle area and place it in your drop. You draw an extra card, so you could at least draw twice on your leader's backside. And then, of course, it's the same activate main that you hide one of your U7s and you boost the leader's power up. So this is a really dope leader. I think it's good for... I think it's like the aggro white deck, in my opinion. I think a lot of people can concede to that. So let's get into the deck proper. So starting off, we have Makarita support. This is the white unison that I honestly would only run in this deck specifically. I will say I have not tested it in white Beerus, but I hate it in white Belmont. I don't play it, but I do think this is very useful for the white U7 list because you are able to start your your revealed chains that you do with the Piccolo, Vegeta, and all the other U7 cards. So it has an auto when it's played. You choose up to one white card in your battle area and you switch it in hidden mode. And then you have a +2 to reveal a card and then draw a card off of it. So that's why it's the +2 for the U7 deck is where it's most useful. And then you have your -4 that you probably won't ever use because this is only really useful if you're playing Belmod because you use your hidden mode cards as energy for your god skills. But so you're really just using it to add draw power and also start your attack chains if you can't do it already. The 1-drops, we are running 4 Master Roshi Elderly Achievement and 2 Tien Shinhan Versatile Techniques. Roshi, he lets you a top 5 check, and then you grab a U7 of 6 or less, and then when this hidden mode in a battle area is placed in your drop, you choose up to one of your white U7 cards and it gets +5k for the turn. So then what you're doing there is you are beaning your leader, you are beating a card that you're trying to swing heavy with. It's really whatever you want, but most of the time I feel like you're going to pick your leader for this effect. And then, of course, Tien Shinhan, he draws you a card. It's on a top 5 check, and it has the same effect as the Roshi for when it's placed in the drop. So when you use your leader's awakened side effect to kill off a hidden mode card, you typically do this. You draw off your leader, and then you bean your leader up or bean a battle card up or what have you. Next, we have Krillin Acknowledge Abilities. This is part of our defense here. It is a blocker. And of course, when it's switched to hidden mode by one of my skills, it beans your leader. It only beans your leader. So if you're KOing your 1-drops to bump up your leader, you can make it another 5k leader or 5k. And then on top of that, if this is the card that you're switching to hidden mode with your leader's ability, it gets an additional +15k. So at a minimum, if you're setting up your big leader swing, you're getting you can get like +20k to your 15k base, making your leader a big 35k swinger, which is just truly a pain in the ass for any opponent to deal with on that matter. Just like big swings like that. Your leader having, big power does make it, bait for negates, but our yellow tech later on is really helpful for that issue. And of course, if your leader's a U7 card and you have a hidden mode card in your battle area, you can activate main to draw a card and play this card from your hand. It does cost a white, so Everything in every activate main that cheat out one of these cards does cost a white, I believe, except for probably the Beerus counterplay, but that's neither here nor there. Then we got Android 18, Care for Family. This is a kind of a flex spot in my opinion. There are lists for white U7 that don't play her at all, but I like the fact that she does give some of your U7 cards, and they give them barrier, so it gives that added protection. So you can give it to Krillin to make him a barrier blocker, so he sticks on the board a little bit better, so you know you have some defense. And of course, you know, when you switch this card to hidden mode, it's activate main, excuse me. You get the barrier from switching her to hidden mode, and then the activate main is the same thing across the board. You pay 1, you play her out, and you draw a card. And so I have those two at 3 and 2, so 3 Krillin and 2 Android 18. And then we have the Android 17 teaming up to protect the Earth. This is your counterplay. This is mostly to protect your cards more so than interrupt your opponent's card. So you counterplay it, switch one of your battle cards to hidden mode, play this card, and then the card that was switched to hidden mode is switched back to the revealed at the end of the turn. So you would ideally do this on your opponent's turn, protect a card that your opponent's trying to hinder, and of course the cost is reduced if you have a white U7 card. If your leader is a white U7 card and you have a hidden mode card in your battle area, so it becomes a 1-drop counterplay. And then of course when it is played out, it is a cantrip. It draws itself back. Replaces itself, excuse me, and of course, and then at worst, once you have it out, it is a 20k beat stick, or it's a 20k boost to your leader, what have you. So we're playing 3 of those, and then Piccolo Brilliant Strategy. I have him at a 4 of. This is your chain starter. So you activate main for 1, you play it out. It does not replace itself, and you do have to have 2 or more energy ready to go. It's an auto limit 1. Choose one of your cards and switch it to revealed mode. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your white Universe 7 battle cards with an energy cost of 6 or less and switch it to active mode. So this card reveals one of your battle cards, and then if it's in rest mode, or if you have another card already in rest mode, it restands it so that you can make those into dual attackers, and he's a 20k swinger on his own. This guy is extremely important to deck, so you want to have him at a 4 of. And then we have our next very important card, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, New Evolution. It is your double striker. This is your main pressure card because it is a giant double striker when you buff it up. So activate main. If your leader is white U7, your opponent has 2 or more energy, and you draw 1 card, and this one does replace itself. So it draws 1 card, play a card from your hand, and then you can choose one of your cards and switch it to revealed mode. So then you could continue on unhiding your cards to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So this is your small card barrier removal. Any kind of barrier removal is dope to me, but this is your most consistent barrier removal, especially so you would, if you swing with this and then you swing with Piccolo and you restand him up, he's a big double strike 20k, and that you have abilities to boost up with, like from the abilities of, I believe it's Tien, Roshi. You flip it over, you flip them, you get the 5k boosts, then making the swing larger. And then we have the 4-drop Super Saiyan Blue Sun Goku, Power Through Evolution. Activate main, pay 1 if your leader's white, and you have 3 or more energy. Play this card from your hand. So this one, you choose 1 white card in your battle area or energy and switch to hidden mode, and then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and then your white leader gets plus 20k. So this is part of making your leader gigantic. So you use your leader ability, flip a card, boost your leader with that. We'll say for shits and giggles, it's the Android 17, you get plus 20k, so your leader's a base 35k. Then if you have this card out, you activate main, kill one of your cards, one of your opponent's cards, and then you make your leader a base 55k before it even swings. So, I mean, that's pretty huge and kind of broken. Nobody wants to combo for that, so they're either going to be wasting super combos or they're going to waste a negate on you, on your leader swing. So then we have our counterattack, Son Gohan, Overwhelming Sense of Justice. So this is a counterattack negate the attack and play this card, and then its cost is reduced if you have a hidden mode in your battle area. And then when it's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to hidden mode, and then you switch it to reveal mode at the end of the turn. So this is part of your defense. Obviously, it's a counterattack, but it also stops more swings from your opponent because you're choosing one of the battle cards and you're flipping it. So it can't do anything. It's no longer a card. It is just a card on the field. It doesn't do anything. So now you're hindering the pressure they're going to put on you for the crackback. Fantastic card. I have it at 3. You could play it. I would say you could switch it to 4. I mean, this is a 55 card list, so you could bump it up to 4. I think I only have 3 of this card, but I digress. So then we have 2, Beerless Godly Power. This is your free counterplay barrier blocker. If your leader is white and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you could just activate this counter skill from your hand by using one of your hidden mode cards and placing it in the opponent's drop. So you're using the ability to KO probably one of your 1-drops, and then when one of your 1-drops gets placed in the owner's drop, like for the cost of that skill, you choose one of your white U7 cards and give it plus 5k. So you're just kind of chaining the skills of using these cards to place them in the drop. It's a fantastic card. Just for deck space reasons, I only have it at 2, but I think originally before I started tinkering with different colors, I had it set at 3. And then we get into our next extra card negate, Battle of the Gods Destruction. 4 of it's the standard white negate that you can use hidden mode cards to pay for if your leader's white. So, I mean, it's just great for white, obviously. I mean, we already have a limited amount of tools for white, but this is just you have to have 4 of for its usage, and it's a free negate using hidden mode cards. And then we get into the yellow package. So we have 2 Stop Laughing. Originally, when I was looking out for generic yellow cards, there was only 3 technically 2 straight up generic yellow cards in the game that any leader can play, and until this card came out. So Stop Laughing, counterattack, negate the attack, and then you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards to switch in rest mode. So this is kind of like not quite a floodgate, but it stops the pressure and actually negates the attack. And if there are some lists out there that you can add the 8-drop Gohan that negates the skills from Great Saiyaman deck and make this free if you really wanted to. I didn't do that. Because charging 2 yellow energy is like kind of a difficult thing to do when you're using it to splash. You kind of want to have all of your yellow tools available to you, so you really only want to charge 1. But if you so choose to, you can add like 1 or 2 of the Sun Gohan, the Great Saiyaman 8-drops that can make this card play for free. So yeah, great card. And then of course we had the classic Flying Nimbus. Flying Nimbus is Flying Nimbus. We all know what Flying Nimbus does. And this is the card right here that made white-yellow possible for me, in my opinion, specifically because it's a Son Goku leader. So this is Instant Kamehameha. It is a counter, and your leader has to be a Son Goku, which this is. So if your leader has Son Goku in its character name and is attacking, you switch it back to active mode, and it gets plus 5k power and has its skills negated for the turn. And of course, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by paying Spirit Boost 3. So you have the Margarita, who is a +2 unison. So you're always going to have the markers ready for that. But your power boosts from the effects from all the other white U7 cards that you hide stay, because the power boost isn't a skill. So yeah, you bait the swing. So you're really, because all of your abilities on there are activate mains. You make sure you use those before you swing. You swing, you get your on-swing attack draw, and then if your opponent negates, you just counter with Instant Kamehameha, restand it, and it gets another plus 5k. So earlier when I said we had a base 55k leader with the abilities of the 4-drop Goku and hiding one of the 20ks, it's now a 60k base swing on a leader. That's just devastating on its own, just because it doesn't have to have double strike. It's just who's going to swing out of a 60k if they don't have to, and most of the time they're not going to. And If they want to waste more energy on your leader swing being a 60k, that's fine. That just leaves more swings out for your battle cards if they haven't already tried to floodgate you. But still, I think that's really this card really makes it worth white yellow to me. Is just being able to restand your leader just so you can keep the pressure with the large swings with the leader. And then this is our super combo, Backbone of Universe 7. It's just if your leader card's U7 and you're at 5 or less life instead of 4, it's a 10k draw card. So that, I mean, you could play the white Hellas if you wanted to, but I just think because you're able to act, your super combos are active at 5 life rather than 4, just more useful to me, in my opinion. And then our SCR is Pan, Time Patrol Maiden. You're going to have a lot of battle cards on field. So this becomes free, and it's a floodgate, and you could use it aggressively, play it for free, swing, pay that one, steal one of the cards, put more pressure down. And then our Overwhelm is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Heated Fighting Spirit. Heated Fighting Spirit, we all know what it does. And then our counterplay that we have in here that I decided to main deck, typically this is a sideboard card. But because I feel like we're trying to put pressure down and we want to stop floodgates in their tracks, we want to have better floodgates to just stop them altogether. And so begrudging allies, counterplay, if the battle card being played has an energy cost 3 or less, send it to the warp instead. And additionally, if your leader's black but it's not, it doesn't matter. But if your life is at 4 or less, it becomes a 1-cost counterplay that stops battle card floodgates. So I think it's necessary. You could take it out and put it aside to make it a 53 card deck, or you could use these 2 slots for begrudging allies and bump up Gohan or bump up the Beerus, or you could bump up even like a Stop Laughing, however you want to do it. But this is the main deck, so let's get into the Z deck. So starting off, we have Transcendent Limit Break. It is your classic Z Extra, Kamehameha card that every card has now. So every color has. So this was what they put out. So you remove this card from the game, switch up to one of your energy to revealed mode. Then you choose one of your cards, and it gets plus 10k for the battle. Then you could activate battle, place one of your Z energy to the drop, and then remove this card from the game. You could draw one card, choose up the one card in your battle area, and switch it to revealed mode. Then choose one of your cards, and it gets 15k power. So it's a little less taxing. So like the major effects for like the Mighty Blasts are usually you have to remove 3 Z energy. Well, this actually kind of can help you in starting your trains if you have them out already, to switch up that Piccolo to revealed mode, or even the Vegeta to reveal mode, so that you can keep on swinging, and then you get the 15k boost. So, and then we have Topo Fierce Foe. This is a Z unison that we run. I think it's dual attacker, but if you only have 3 markers on it, I can't attack. But it's a +1 to boost any card of yours by 5k. And if you really need it, it is a when your opponent card's attacks, negate the attack. So it just adds to the defense. More often than not, I don't end up playing it out. I usually keep the Makarita out so you can keep the reveal chains and hiding chains going. But if you really feel like you need defense, you could have this out. So I have these at 2 and 2. Then we have Jiren Immense Being at 2. 1. It's a 2-cost, 2 Z energy. When this card would be removed from a battle area, you could save it by placing one of your hidden mode cards from your battle area to drop. So you could put a TN or a Master Roshi, get that 5k boost. And so you could continue to use your U7 1-drops beaning abilities to them at all times, if you so choose, in different ways. So then it has an activate battle once per turn for generic 1. You choose 1 white card in your battle area, switch to hidden mode, and then this card gets 10k in double strike. So this can be a surprise finisher if you're really trying to push for that last double strike damage, or it could just add to the aggression in the mid to early games. And then we have the Z battle card, Son Goku Pulsing New Power. Great card for the deck. Great card in white. Dual attacker. When it attacks, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to hidden mode, and it reveals at the end of your opponent's turn. So it stops a card from being on the field for 2 turns. Well, 1 cycle of turns, I should say. I don't like saying 2 turns, but so your turn, and then your opponent's turn, and then when it comes back to your turn, they reveal. And then, if you still have this card on field, you just swing at them again and hide those same 2 cards and keep them from being problematic. So I have this at 2. Then we have Super Saiyan Gogeta Bold Arrival. So you do have Gokus and Vegetas that you can If you overwhelm your and send them to the warp, so you could play this for cheap, and it's 20k double striker barrier, and so you could pay one, play it out, and it's just kind of a cheap aggression tool if you get to your overwhelm with Heated Fighting Spirit, and this is just sort of an option. I feel like any deck that has a Vegeta or Son Goku that gets warped, you should always consider Bold Arrival. And then we have Oolong Greed is Good. This is our 1 yellow Z battle card. I feel like it's just like if you can run him, you should, because if this is always kind of like that last swing resort. I mean, most of the time when you play this out, you're going in for that one big swing. You're taking the power of another card, and you're pushing through that last final damage. And of course, if they don't get rid of it, it will never. You could do it again next turn. So Oolong Greed is Good is always good, in my opinion. And then side deck, we have 2 Protector of the People if we need more defense and a better Floodgate, or well, I shouldn't say better Floodgate, but more Floodgates overall to pair with your Nimbus. We got 2 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. Then we got 2 Ultimate Dark Dragon Slaying Bullets for your counter plays against Z Unisons. And then we got 2 Deborah Visual at Hand for the green hand control hate. And then Shin Noble Supremacy, just so you can stop those big creatures from being played, and or no, they can't attack. Excuse me. So 7 more can attack, and it's a cantrip. And then Son Gohan Changing History. This is your blue hate. And then Frieza Unexpected Ally. You could, if you really wanted to, if you took out the begrudging allies, you could put some Frieza Unexpected Allies, because this is your board wipe. But I feel like it is costly in the sense of like the amount of stuff that you have to get rid of just for the board clear. So I think you would really want to side this for those matchups that go really wide, because it costs a white and a generic to even play him out, and then you have to remove choose all your hidden mode cards if you have a 2 or more. And then the board wipe doesn't even ignore barrier, but it is also a big 25k double striker. So I just have them at 1 in the side, just in case I feel like I need it for those go wide strategies. And then this is the other completely generic yellow card that you could, if you really wanted to, swap out Begrudging Allies for if you wanted to. But again, I think Begrudging Allies is better in the main personally. But Mutai to Skillet Sage, it is a generic yellow card. It's not leader locked to anything. It's not color locked. So, I mean, I just think like with these 3 generic cards, this is what makes this build possible. But really the key here is instant Kamehameha, in my opinion. Being able to counter restand your leader swing when it's a gigantic leader, get a 5k beam and swing again for more pressure, because they thought they stopped that giant swing, but no, they have another one coming. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching this deck profile. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions to make this build better, please let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, this is the People's Champ coming to you from Eternal Dragon TCGs, signing off. Peace.